southern wine that needs just a little bit of salt. You got to admit that's pretty. Oh, wait a minute. You know I forgot the most important thing? Yes. Oh, it's looking good. I guarantee that's a fine one. Oh, boy. Hello there, I'm Justin Wilson. One of the things that has changed over the 25 years that I've been doing cooking shows on television is the way people have come to accept such delicacies as alligator meat. I can remember when people thought that was strange cooking. Alligator, can you believe that? In this show that I made for Mississippi Educational TV, I mentioned that it was illegal to hunt alligators. Conservationists said that all alligators were becoming endangered species. Fortunately, that has changed. Now, though, there are still a lot of restrictions on taking alligators for the skins and meat. The meat is very good. I cook it all the time and in different ways. I use the tail meat, the shoulders, the ham, the ribs. The main thing about cooking alligator is you've got to take all the fat off. Alligator meat can be bought in most any good butcher shop all over the country. After all that, this show isn't about cooking alligator, no. It's about corned beef and cabbage au vin and red beans and rice au vin. I hope you get your enjoys out of watching it, I guarantee. Hi, y'all are. I'm glad for you to see me, I guarantee. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to show you the main ingredient in Cajun cooking, and that is imagination. If you don't got some imagination, there ain't no use in trying to cook Cajun style, believe me. We like to improvise. We like to measure things exactly, then put a few more dash, make it taste a little more better. And we cook all kind of things. We cook chicken, hog, cochon de lait, you know, pork, beef, lamb, rabbit, squirrel, venison, and food from the river and the sea like, how you call shrimps, catfish, oyster, crab, turtle, alligator tail. All that's good. Right now it's kind of illegal to get them alligator, but it's still good. And the funny thing about it, we usually caught a lot of this stuff ourselves, you know. But imagination is the one important ingredient. The right attitude is another. You got to like to cook. You know, the Cajun looks on cooking is just as fun, and it is fun. Whoo, boy. In case you don't believe me, how about cooking when you don't even have to be in the kitchen? You know us Cajuns, are pretty conservative peoples, yeah. We don't like to waste nothing. We're good traders and all that kind of stuff. And it took some doing before we finally say it's okay, give our approval to some new, you know, newfangled idea. But this crock pot is one new idea what's good. Actually, I think a Cajun must have invented this. Because this crock pot does what we've been doing for years without the crock pot, but it took a lot more work than it does right now. There's a lot of advantages to this crock pot. We used to have to keep the fire up and all that stuff, but now when you cook in these crock pot, you don't lose your vitamins. And you save money electrically because it's aromatic. It takes care of itself and it adjusts its own heat, and there's less shrinkage of your meat. You don't waste as much, and we like that too. And like I'm told you, there's a lot less work. We don't have to worry about stirring. Don't have to do nothing like let it cook all night long or 3 days. It don't make some difference. And I want to tell you something else. That food it's got a good flavor on it. Whoo, and it's safe. Another thing about these crock pot, you see that. I can put my hand on that. It will not scorch. It don't hot from the bottom though. Both sides. That's how it does. It heats everything from the side. You can't make a roux on that because you can't put your flour on the side to stir it, you know. You got to. Now, on top of that, the heat stays in and keeps your kitchen a little bit more cooler. Now, right now, I'm going to show you something about corned beef and cabbage. We're going to show you now, in order to did this thing exactly right, I naturally had to do a little beforehand stuff. Don't that pretty? I cooked my corned beef. I cheated on you. Corned beef and cabbage au vin. That's what this is. The au vin is already in here. What we did, we took corned beef, about a 3-pound piece of corned beef. It's in there right now. I'm going to show you in just a second. And that's on. It's hot. Wow! And we put that in there last night, and we let this cook all night. All we did was we put some Sauterne wine, about 4 cups of Sauterne. And incidental for you people who don't drink, the alcohol's gone in about 10 seconds after it's boiled. Then we put about 2 tablespoonfuls of Lookin Perrin, you may call it, not knowing no better, you know. And then if we got a cayenne pepper that we raised at home, we chunk it on that. But if we don't got that, ka-chung, 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 Louisiana hot sauce, about 3 or 2 dash of that. And if necessary, after you take the corned beef out, you add salt. But I don't think we're going to have to add salt. But right now, I'm going to take this corned beef out. Don't that pretty? If I can just get it out of there without it falling on me. Got it. Got that one. See, it just cooks so tender. And you know, corned beef is not any good if it isn't tender. It really isn't. And I'm going to get that on that platter somehow. Yeah. You take this out and set it aside because there's no way in the world to slice corned beef when it's that hot. There's no way in the world to do it. So what we do, we set it aside and let it cool down a little bit, and then we slice it. Isn't that, oh my goodness, that's pretty. Now, I got this cabbage that needs just a little bit of salt. I can tell. It really does. I'm going to just put just a little bit of salt on that, about a teaspoonful. That's about a teaspoonful. If I had one here to show you, I'd show you. That's what it is. Now, we've got everything else in there. All we're going to do, you know the great thing about a crock pot? I'll get all this on. All I got to do is just sit around and do whatever I want. Now, some people may want to get crocked with a crock pot cooking, but not me. And while that good Cajun food is just cooking up a storm, you know, you can watch the football game and football season. Whoo-wee. Man, when football season brought itself around, I'll get a crock pot, do all my cooking like that while I'm at the game or I'm at the house. Doesn't make some difference. I got to tell y'all the story before I put them cabbage on there and them onion. A couple of years back when the Saints said they were going to have a good ball club, a couple of my Cajun friends been following the game all along. Big Saint fan. Win or lose, they there. It don't make some difference. They go to them game all the time. In fact, down there in South Louisiana, they had to change the playing of the high school game. They used to play the high school game on Sunday because the Cajuns had to go see Tulane play on Saturday afternoon, and they saw Southeastern Louisiana University play on Friday night, and LUS play on Saturday night. So they had to fix themselves around so they could go to see the Saint on Sunday. They changed their game on Wednesday, the high school game. But these two Cajuns been fans, whoo, died in the world, Saint fans. They went to the game. Saints lost again. Well, one of them say, I know what's wrong with them Saints. The other one say, you better tell Coach North because he don't know. And you don't know too. He said, oh yeah, I know what's wrong with them Saints. I guarantee. He said, what do you mean? He said, you mean to told me you don't notice them Saints giving away the signals on the offense, huh? He said, you crazy. Oh no, I'm not crazy. You mean to tell me you don't notice when the Saints come out of the huddle on the offense? 3 men in that backfield are laughing like hell, and the fourth one is just pale as a ghost, I guarantee. Let me put this on, yeah. You notice this cabbage is wedged, cut in wedges of about 8. I may have to take some of them juice out. I don't know. Hey, boy. Put this cabbage. I got some boiled onion there. 4 of them. I'm going to put 4 of them in there. I think I'm going to be able to make this. Yeah. If you can't make it, you can take some juice out or not put as much cabbage in. That's the smart thing to do. So what we do right there, we put that on there. Put the lid on. Put this on about 300 to get it started cooking. Whew, I'll tell you, that juice, I got to taste that to see if it's any good. I guarantee that's fine. Get this out of my way right now. If there's one thing Cajun like most as good as football, boy, that's red beans and rice. Good old red beans and rice. I'll tell you right now, I've got to put this over here out of my way so that I can let it cool. Right here. Now, wipe my hand. You know, red beans and rice is a favorite not only in Louisiana, but all over the country. Some of these people up north, way up north, around Jackson and Shreveport, they love it. Now, I've got some red beans here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to wash them. You got to wash red bean, because if you don't wash red bean, whoo, boy, you're liable to have some rock on that. Every once in a while, you'll find a rock or two in there. That'll broke a tooth, too. Put it like that. I like to wash them about 3 or 2 times to be sure I don't got nothing left on there except beans. Oh, that's getting clear. Now I'm gonna let them drain in that colander because they clean. The water's clear. I'm talking about the one to wash the beans in there. Now, I got my beans ready. I got a few other little things I got to put up here to get in my crock pot to get these beans going. Now, you know what we do a great deal of time is we haul off there and we get these beans like this and we put them in our bowl and we marinate them all night long. And then we put them in the crock pot. But you don't got to do that with a crock pot. All you got to do is get yourself ready. That's good old salt meat. I got a pound of kidney beans there, red bean. Good old salt meat. Put that in there. Turn my crock pot up. Now I'm going to put what caused twin beds to be invented. Onion. That's 2 large onions we put on there, chopped up real good. And then what's called separate bedrooms, garlic, chopped up 2 cloves of garlic. That's just 2 cloves of garlic, that's all that is, nothing else. Ooh, boy. I tell you what, that opened my sciences up, I guarantee. Whew. Put a little olive oil in there. You know the reason I use olive oil? I like it. That ain't all. It tastes good, too. It ain't got a lot of them cholesterols on it. So they tell me, I don't know. But it also will keep the meat from burning on the bottom. I got used to that when I didn't have to worry about it. When I used to have to worry about them stuff on the bottom. You don't do that with this crock pot. It's just hot on the side. Now, I'm going to put my bean on there. Just pour them on there. Whew. Man, that'll look good. Now, you think that ain't pretty? Now, in red bean, if you want to, you can use claret wine. Or you can use Sauterne. I use Sauterne most everything, so I just went ahead and got 2 cups of Sauterne measured up here to put on that. And then I'm going to put 4 cups of water. full cup of water right now, but I want to tell you something. When you cook them in the crock pot, you put more than 4 cups. You look at them red beans once before you go to bed. And if they looking like they ain't cover about 2 inch, put some more water on that, because if you don't, it's going to be too bad. I don't got a hot pepper to put on that, so what I'm going to do is just put a half a teaspoon. I think I got a half over here. Yeah. A half a teaspoon of Louisiana hot sauce on that. A little bit more doesn't hurt at all. Now we got to put some little Lee and Parrot. No, we don't do that on there. What we got here is a secret I've been keeping for years and years, my friend. And I'm going to give it away. And I'm going to tell you, I measured this very careful. This is Peychaud's bitters. P-E-Y-C-H-A-U-D''S. Peychaud bitters. Now with this, you got to use it very sparingly. I use it in all my gravies, all of my gumbos, and all my beans that I cook. And it's a wonderful thing to know that this little bit of aromatic thing here can give so much flavor. Now I'm putting a quarter of a teaspoonful in there. And when I say a quarter of a teaspoonful, that's one time you ain't gonna see old you stand chunk something else in there. But that's all you need. Now another thing I'm gonna do, after I put the top on this Peychaud bitters. Now I'll tell you something about the bitters. You can also get, you may not like Peychaud bitters, you may not like the flavor of them so much, so what you want to do, you get the kind you like. Orange bitters if you like orange. I don't like orange, so I use Peychaud. Or Angostura bitters, all of them. But I prefer Peychaud, and if you can't get that though, try Angostura. Now this right here is nothing in the world but a bay leaf. And I'm gonna put that in there. I done put salt meat in there. Everything's in there. Put that bay leaf in there. And this actually needs some more water before I go to bed tonight, which I will put. Then I cover that, turn my crock pot, and there it is right there. And I want to tell you something. It's fine. You can just keep cooking and cooking and cooking all night long if you got enough water in there. But you want to be sure you put enough water. Now, after you let that cook, say, you check the water when you get up in the morning, because you're not going to eat it till noon. I eat beans for breakfast, but a lot of people don't. You want to check your water there and see if it got enough. You take that bay leaf out and chunk it away. Don't eat that. Throw it away, because it's already got its flavor in there. Now, I've done a few other little things while y'all weren't looking. I've got some garlic bread that I prepared and put in the oven there. And on the table, I got a little thing of mustard that I made myself. And it's a very simple thing. I want to tell you how to make it. What you did with that mustard, you get dry mustard. You know the English mustard, they call it English mustard. And you get dry horseradish, powdered horseradish. You get that. And you haul off there and you mix them together. I'm going to go over to the table and get this and bring it back here to show you. Now, this is something that you use very sparingly. Man, you talk about opening your sciences up, that does. All the way from here. Now, you mix that with wine vinegar. Some people make this and they don't, did you get a good, you can see that pretty good then? That's fine. But they don't use wine vinegar. I use wine vinegar, just plain wine vinegar. No garlic or garlic on it, anything like that. It's plain wine vinegar, and you mix it to where it's nearly watery. And then you put it in your refrigerator covered. You got to keep it covered, or it'll lose its hot. It really will. So you put that in your refrigerator, and then when you want it, you come out. And when I told you to use a little bit, I ain't kidding none. Now, it's delicious on corned beef. That's what I'm going to put it on there in a little bit. Or on roast beef, roast pork, anything like that. This mustard's good on that. So what you did, you just get that and put it real sparingly, because if you don't, it'll do more than open your sciences. It'll, whew, I guarantee it will. You put that there. I want to broke some bread. You know, down where we live, It's hot, yeah. We broke bread. Now this is garlic bread. And I want to tell you how I made that. I might just as well while I'm broken it. Hot. But you know, you mess around with the fire cooking a little bit and you'd be surprised how you get used to hot. Now I'm not going to cut this bread, no. I'm gonna broke it. What I did with this bread there, you see, there's an old saying, broke bread with me. I'm gonna put it in here real nice like I know what I'm doing. Now this garlic bread, this is how we make that. I don't use black pepper at all except on garlic bread. We mix some oleo or butter, depending on what you like, with some garlic powder to your smell. You smell it to where there's enough garlic in it. And then you put a little black pepper in there. I'm going to put this back in the oven because I want to keep it hot. You sprinkle a little black pepper on that, and you get that real. You don't melt your butter. You just beat it up real good. You got all your garlic in there and your black pepper. You got that going real good. And then you spread it evenly on both sides. You see here, both sides. And then when nobody's looking, you go get some Parmesan cheese or Romano cheese. It don't make some difference what kind you get. And both sides of that too. Then put your bread back together. Wrap it up in foil like this. And put it in your oven about 350 degrees for about 15 or 20 minutes to where it's gonna cook itself real good. And I want to tell you right now, it's fine. And right now, at this time, I'm going to haul off here and put this stuff over here where I can get at it to serve myself. Whoo, boy. This is where I sneaked up on everybody. I hauled off that and cooked these last night. And this, too. This is red bean and rice au vin à la Justin. This is corned beef and cabbage au vin à la Justin. Now what we did with this, we took this cabbage and let it cook in the juice that we cooked the corned beef in. And we had taken the corned beef out and we sliced it when it was cold. And after the cabbage was nearly done and the onion was in there, we took them sliced corned beef and put them back in there. Now, I'll tell you something else. You can go to some of these high-class restaurants and you get vegetable juice, pot liquor. That's all it is, pot liquor. Of course, I've got some wine I'm gonna drink over there, but I got to have a little vegetable juice. Charge you $1 a cup, $2 a cup. There's nothing in the world but good old pot liquor, and it's really good. Garlic bread goes good with it. Cornbread goes good with it. Hush puppies, anything goes good with that, I guarantee. Now, let me get my plate because I'm gonna serve this thing. While y'all weren't looking too, I hauled off and cooked a little rice. Nothing to it, just like eating lettuce, cook that rice where every grain stands apart. You know what it? Whoo, man. I just well give myself enough. Now, I guarantee that's fine, yeah. And I got a spoon here with hole in it because I don't want to get all juice. I want to get a little juice, but look at that. I guarantee. And them onions cook good in there and that good salt meat. Oh, you stand, you're going to get fat again. I don't care. Yes, sirree. Now I got to get a little, I told you about putting that corned beef in there. There it is, right there. Corned beef. Put them on the side like that. Get myself a little of that cabbage. Move that corned beef to the side. Got to get an onion out of there, yeah. Give me a little cabbage. I love it. There ain't no way not to love this stuff, I guarantee. Whoo, boy. All right. Let's go down and sit myself down. Cover that thing. Here we go. Take my corned beef, cabbage. Yay. Woo-wee. Oh, let me tell you right now, I got a couple of friends that went to Golden Peacock Peasant Bar down in Rain, Louisiana one time, and they were so drunk, they couldn't climb down off the stool. Somebody had to help them down. And they just crawled right out of that place on their hands and knees. And they crawled across the Highway 90, the old Spaniel Trail, got up on the railroad track, Southern Pacific, and they were crawling up them railroad track, going to town. After a while, one of them say, whoo, man, this is the longest stairway step I never climbed before again in my life. The other one said, I don't mind that long stairway step, but that low handrail is give me hell, I'll guarantee. Whoo, man. Oh, I want to show you about this, this mustard. When I say you use this sparingly, I'm not lying one little bit. You see that? That's more than enough. Don't put it direct, put it on the side, because you may not be able to eat all of that. And then put the lid back on, because you got to keep it tight. You got to keep that thing tight. And I just want to taste it to see if it came out all right, you know? This here, red bean and rice, the national food of South Louisiana, red bean and rice. I guarantee it's got to be good. Oh, man. A little bit of garlic bread. I'll show you something about garlic bread, too. You dunk it down in your wine, and it tastes so good. Mm-hmm. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. Anybody doesn't like that, there's something wrong with them, I guarantee. I want to tell you, this is great. Oh, boy, just magnifique.
Hey!